dismal, cloudy. I was born in a place called Aberdeen where you get 90 days of sunshine per year. Think about that figure. That means you got 9 months with no sun. There are 20 million Scots in the world, and only 5 million of them are to be found in Scotland. That should tell you something about the nature of the Scot. 1/4 in, 3/4 out. Why? Weather. Dismal. Cloudy.
At what age did you decide to leave and find the sun?
I was 3, you know. Something happened, and very often we find out that the formative things happened by the time you were 3. So I made that sole decision, let's call it, when I was 3. I'm out of here. This is not enough. This is too small, dark, brooding, Celtic and cranky. I need to get out.
The first idea as a young child, or there's a memory of wanting to be an adventurer, to move on, but when did you actually physically, how old were you when you started, and where did you go?
My first trip that I'd waited for since I was 3 to get out, to escape from Scotland, was I was 16 or 17. It was the spring holidays of my school, and I hitchhiked to France. That really fired me. I can do this. I don't need money. I can hitchhike from one place to another. I can sleep under bridges. I can sleep in railway tunnels. I can do this. I'll do anything to escape.
So at 16, you were that willing to do whatever it took.
Yeah.
So what was, tell me about that first journey. I know that you went to 2 specific points.
The first long journey took me to India. Because remember, this is 1971. It's the hippie revolution, the Maharishi, the Beatles. Suddenly India is in everybody's sights as the spiritual place to go. So I hitchhiked to India when I was 18 years old. And stayed in India, wandered around in India, came back and repeated it 3 times by the time I was 90. And the next major journey took me from Cairo to Cape Town, actually from London to Cape Town.
So I know you had a number of experiences. So you, spiritual journey, that sounds like somebody who wants to be a monk. Did you try that?
Yeah. Interestingly enough, when I was in Africa, again, I was studying a lot of material, and I was reading philosophy, I was reading Zen. By the time I was 18, I discovered Zen. I read everything I could on Zen. So it was heavy duty study, but all self-taught. I was reading at a level which I now see was way higher than anybody of that age would normally consider going to. So there must have been a really deep need for me to get this info as quick as I could.
What was that need?
It was a hunger. It was a hunger. I couldn't have expressed the need. If you'd said, why are you going to India? I wouldn't have been able to express it. It's just like a burning need, like the need for food or sex or any survival. You gotta have it. Like you're a drug addict, you know. I gotta have this. And what have I gotta have is constant movement, constant adventure, constant stimulation, because somewhere there's a Holy Grail over there. I wouldn't be able to say it was the Holy Grail. I wouldn't be able to say I'm on a quest for the Holy Grail, but I would have been able to say there's something I need to find. I don't know what it is. To go on foot from Cairo to Cape Town without any visible means of support, no money, on foot, alone, I mean, that is an enormous distance. I looked at a world map recently, and there's now controversy about the world map. Is it's all wrong. The world map, this is a crazy story, the world map was put together by cartographers who had very specific agendas to show their countries being bigger than they actually were. Africa is absolutely gigantic continent. It's huge, man. I mean, in Sudan, you can put 4 Japans. That's just the Sudan. As I realized while I was on this journey across Africa that what I was doing had enormous personal value. All of the challenges and the sicknesses and the poverty and the discomfort, it was easily worth it for the experience of knowing alone I can do this. If I can cross Africa on foot alone at the age of 19, I can do anything. And I've just crossed the dark continent. I've survived. I've slept outdoors. I've had hyenas like 10 meters away, and there's been lions close enough that the guy who picked me up in his Jeep said, "Whoa, you better be careful tonight," right? So, you know, I did the adventure. I actually did it. And so I think for me it was like, hey, adventure is the way. Adventure is the way, and I can do it, not just play at it.